Hi all, the Cobra Eco, Mardave's latest 1/10 off-road car, and fantastic to see them going back to some 1/10 cars, which now, that's nearly 40 years since the first one, the Apache. So you can see a little bit of where the Cobra has come from. I've lined them all up, love looking at them all together. And I think the vintage collectors love this sort of thing. So there you go. That's where they the 1/10 off-road started back in the early 80s. And then the Cobra, that was first out in around 1993. And on reading the instructions, sounds like loads of development went into this. They mention using loads of prototype cars, so my guess is the Cobra was probably born from maybe playing around with some sort of Meteor chassis. Perhaps even there were some cars that had a bit of a combination of the two until they found that sort of like the car they wanted to use. The Cobra came in two formats to start with. First of all, the TQ, and then the Sport came out shortly after. They basically took a TQ, made it a bit more cost effective to put together, and then added in a motor and a speed controller, which then gave the Sport. So the Sport model was more aimed at the novice racers, and the younger people maybe. Cobra in the day as well, very easy to modify, so it is a really successful car. Unlike all of their 1/10 off-roaders, lots of success in sales, and I think it's probably clear to see that continuing in the latest 2021 version that I've got here. Absolutely love this car. I'll take the body off in a moment, and it's just such a nice car to look at, and I'll show you some of the updates compared to the one there from the mid-90s. The Cobra, I believe, was also re-released in the mid-2000s or the later 2000s. I'm not quite sure if there were many differences on it. I haven't seen one. I think there may have been some on a purple chassis, because I've seen a few purple chassis cars popping up for sale from time to time. And a little bit like my Mini 50, I've tried to do a little bit of a Mardave theme on the body on the new one, as I didn't really need to go box art, as I've got an older box art car there which was quite well used, and that one got tidied up probably about 5 to 10 years ago. So let's take the shells off and we'll compare how they look underneath. So with the bodies removed, the vintage car's not set up with any electrics, so looking a bit empty compared to the Eco. I will be running the Eco, just got to get the battery sorted. So immediately looking at them, you've got the battery configuration is different on the updated model, with the pack sitting sort of across the chassis on the newer car, and then sitting along the middle of the chassis in the older car there. On the new one, I really like the way the GRP shock towers are used front and back, and with the battery supports. So it just gives I just love the look of those materials against the chassis. I'm also I was quite lucky to get possibly a slightly limited one of the grey chassis, and I just think it looks so nice, quite a modern look to it. And then looking again at the older car, the TQ came with a blue chassis, the Sport had a yellow one, and then some other details that have changed on these cars. The pins that have been upgraded recently, and there was a video showing how to do that. Big bore shocks used on the new car, they're really smooth, they're very, very nice, quite premium. And then you've got the older Mardave made shocks, and I believe if you're wanting to run or restore original cars, Marde is still selling those old shocks and the parts that will enable you to have the real vintage complete car. Battery configuration as mentioned, and then at the back, obviously you can't see in there, but the gearbox on the newer car has got an updated diff, and again that feels really smooth. So I'm really pleased with the Eco. Can't wait to run it, and I'll probably try and do a video of it running to see how it goes. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the V10 and V12 soon.